Alright, what is up, boys and girls? Welcome back to another video. As always, thank you very much for watching. Please do like and subscribe, get involved in the content before we begin. And with that being said, we are taking a look at Vechain here for today on the daily time frame. You can see here recently we've had this very nice recovery, as I've said numerous times now, after this big liquidation capitulation event that we saw for quite a lot of large altcoins. We saw this big rollover and capitulation, as I said, liquidation event. We saw the same thing for Polygon as well for Matic. You can see here Polygon right now heading back up to test that previous support as resistance. You can see the descending wedge here like this. Support, and now we've come back up to test as resistance, getting a bit of a rejection in that area, which is quite interesting. But you can see this is very similar to what's happened to Vechain. A lot of these larger altcoins had this big liquidation rollover event here where they just completely fell out the bottom of their descending wedges. As you can see, Vechain was no exception, but Vechain actually being as overextended to the downside as it probably has been, considering, you know, you can see here lower lows and lower highs. Such a crazily downtrodden crypto now. Has actually broken back up inside of its descending wedge, which was quite interesting. You could consider this a deviation outside of the natural pattern here of things. And interestingly enough, we came down and fully just grabbed all the liquidity below this previous swing low that we did make. You can see here we got down to around 1.5 cents. Obviously, that's the psychological support as well. Round numbers often are quite big psychological supports and resistances. We went through the, you know, up to around halfway through February. A very nice 2x gain on Vechain here in the space of around 6 months. And then you can see here retracing inside of our descending wedge. And then we got back up to around halfway here under a lot of resistance after continuing to the downside. And just a complete massive rollover and a huge deviation outside of the wedge. But interestingly enough, as I said before, we ran all the way back up into this previous support as resistance, back inside the wedge, consolidated under resistance, and actually got the overextension here, heading up towards the top of the range, top of the wedge, which is basically where we're at now, isn't it? You can see the top of the wedge here. We have actually come up and tested it, starting to get a bit of resistance at this area here, up at around what we're looking at now. 2.1 cents would be the resistance, currently sitting pretty much perfectly bang on 2 cents today. A big psychological magnet for Vechain as well. And overall, I would say, you know, Vechain is probably not done yet, in my opinion, in terms of upside. We haven't actually got overextended on our RSI right now, although we are getting towards that overbought stage. The last time that we were overbought was up here at this high, where we did see ourselves hitting around 3.2 cents before we started to roll over. So we could see ourselves getting a bit more of an extension here, maybe back up potentially to touch the previous swing low of that range that we were in for ages back here. But right now, I do think, you know, Vechain potentially looking at a bit more upside. I think Bitcoin also potentially looking like it might break out, or at least have an overextension to the upside above 31k. Obviously, if that's the case, we will probably see Vechain have an extension as well. So really just waiting and seeing right now, not taking any trades on Vechain until I see a clear opportunity. But as always, as I said before, thank you very much for watching. Please do like and subscribe, get involved in the content, leave a little comment down below, let me know your thoughts on Vechain today. Join the YouTube membership if you want to be a part of the community, and I'll catch you in the next video.